efficiency, number series, logical statement and edges. Okay, so what are the things you need to keep in mind while preparing? Okay, one is, hello students, very good evening to all. So I welcome you all to today's session on HCL webinar series. So today we will discuss the tips and strategies to crack the HCL 2020 test. Okay, so before going into the session, we just need to have an idea about all the process that need to be followed. Okay, so HCL is a very good company, MNC. It's an IT based service company. So this is the hiring process they are conducting. So first they will keep their own aptitude test, HCL aptitude test. So followed by the group discussion and then your technical and HR interview. So today, as per the agenda, we will discuss the HCL aptitude test and the technical test. Okay, so I'll be guiding you through aptitude and reasoning session, and followed by our colleagues will get you through technical and verbal ability part. Okay, so these are the sections: quantitative ability, logical reasoning, technical aptitude and verbal aptitude. You don't have to worry, all these sections will be carefully covered, so please pay attention so that you can easily crack the HCL drive. So here I am listing you the important topics in quantitative ability part. So the topics are as follows: time and work, time, speed and distance, profit and loss, geometry, permutation combination, number system and mixture and allegation. So learn each and every topic very carefully. So start from the basics, do all your practice, then every question will be a cakewalk for you. Okay. Then coming to the logical part, you have coding and decoding, directions, pattern recognition, so which is basically involves the visual reasoning part. So data sufficiency, number series, logical statement and edges. Okay. So what are the things you need to keep in mind while preparing? Okay. One is speed and accuracy. So these are the two important parameters that you need to keep in mind while doing for any preparation. Let it be your competitive exam or your company specific preparation. Okay. To acquire both these qualities, speed and accuracy, you need to do only one thing, which is called practice. Clear? So start from the basic problems, then do medium problems, and then go for difficult problems. Okay. So if you are clear with the concepts and if you do this practice, you can easily master these two, speed and accuracy. So quickly we'll go to the next session. So we'll discuss some aptitude questions and we'll look at the solutions. Okay. So I'll give you 1 minute to solve this question. Try to solve this question. So I hope you have solved this question. So now we look at the details of the solution. Okay. Yes, the answer is 25%. Good. So now read the question very carefully. A fruit seller buys 5 oranges for a rupee and sells 4 oranges for a rupee. Find his gain percentage. So what is the cost price of 5 oranges? Which is 1 rupee. So that is equal to the selling price of 4 oranges. Clear? So what is the cost price of 1 orange? It is 1 by 5, which is 20 paise. What is the selling price of 1 orange? It is 1 by 4, which is 25 paise. So definitely from this we get to notice a profit. So profit is nothing but the difference. It is 25 minus 20, which is 5 paise. Clear? And what is profit percentage? It is nothing but the profit with respect to cost price into 100. So I can say 25 by 20 into 100. So 1 by 4 into 100, which is 25%. So I hope you are clear with this solution. You can also solve this question by another method. Okay. So if any question in profit and loss is like equating to the same value, for example, is 1 rupee is constant, right? If that is the case, you just exchange the values. Okay. So here this is 5 and this is 4. So you can directly exchange. So selling price is 5 and buys is nothing but cost price. You can directly exchange. So cost price is 4 and selling price would be 5. So the profit is 1 rupee. The profit percentage is 1 by 4 into 100, which is 25%. So this is another way of solving this question. But in order to solve this question, you need to remember one thing. This particular price has to be constant. Only then you can exchange the value. So just remember this particular method, exchanging method. Clear? So now we look at the next question. Let's try to solve this question. This question is based on the topic time on work. So kindly review all the concepts and try to fetch the formula and solve this question. Yes, good. The answer is 4. Okay. So read the question carefully. 12 men working 8 hours a day can complete the task in 16 days. If the same task must be completed in 8 days only, how many more people would be required if all of them work for 12 hours a day? So when you read the question, if you put your preparation well, you should be able to figure out this particular formula. Just work is constant. Since the work being constant, I can equate both the cases. M1 H1 D1 is equal to M1 H2 D2. What is M1? Represents the number of men. What is H1? The hours. And D represents the days. Okay? But look at the question carefully. The question is not number of people, it is how many more people. So they're asking the difference. Okay? So just what is M1? 12. What is H1? 8 hours. 8. And what is D1? 16. What is M2? So that is what we're supposed to find. So keep it as M2. And what is H2? 12 hours. And what is D2? 8. So now do the calculation. 8, 8, 12, 12. So now we require 16 men. So already there were 12 men. We require 16 men now. So we need additionally 4 men. So additional men is equal to 16 minus 12, which is 4 men. Clear? So I hope you are clear with the solution. So the key here is you need to make the calculation very fast. Okay, once looking at the values, you can directly solve from the question. Here you can see the value 12, you can see the value 8. So this 8 and 12 will be cancelled. So this 16 should be the answer. But here the question is how many more? Again, directly go for 16 minus 12, which is 4 men. Clear? Good. So now we will try the next question. So carefully read the question. It's a very simple question. So I advise everyone to take your note and pen and start solving it. Okay? Please do solve with me. And then kindly verify your answer with the solution. Yes, good. The answer is 8. Good. So I hope many of you have got the answer correct. So now we look at the solution. So read the question. How many integers n greater than 10 and less than 100 are there such that if the digits are n are reversed, the resulting integer is n plus 9. So it's very clearly mentioned in the question. N is greater than 10, but it is less than 100. Okay. Also, if you reverse n, the reversal of n should be n plus 9. Clear? So they have very clearly mentioned the number is greater than 10, which means the number has to be a 2-digit number. Okay. So any 2-digit number can be written as 10x plus y, where x and y are the units and tens place. So what will be the reversal of the number? It will be 10y plus x. They are very clearly mentioned the difference between these two is equal to 9. So let me take it as 10x plus y difference 10y plus x is equal to 9. So it is like 9x difference 9y is equal to 9. So what's the difference of x difference y? 1. Clear? So the difference between the units and tens places 1. So I can go for the digits like 12, 23, 34, 45, 56, 67, 78 and then 89. Clear? I cannot go for 0, 1 because if you reverse it will be like 1, 0. Sorry, 0, 1 is not a double digit number, so I cannot take this. So these are the only possibilities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Clear? So answer is 8. If you want further clarification, if you reverse 12, it will be 21. The difference is 9. If you reverse this number, this will be 30. The difference is 9. So for everything, we'll get the difference to be 9, which is where we got this equation. Clear? So very good question. Simple one. Now we'll try the next question. So let me show the next question. So look at this question. Container has 4 liters of wine. From this container, 4 liters of wine is taken out and replaced with water. This process is repeated 2 more times. What will be the final quantity of water in the container? Okay. So I'll give you some time. Try to solve this question. So recollect the concepts in external solution and try to solve this question. So I'll give you a clue here. This question is based on solution replacement concept. Okay, in exercise solution you will have a concept called replacement and you have a formula also. Try to remember the formula, plug in the formula and try to solve the question. So I hope many of you recall the formula by this time. The formula is final concentration is equal to initial concentration into 1 minus x by v whole power n. Okay. So what is the initial concentration? 40 liters of wine. Clear? So that is the initial concentration. And what is x? X is nothing but the volume replaced. This is the volume replaced. And v is nothing but the initial concentration or the total volume, which is 40 liters again. And n is the number of repetition. So if you read this question carefully, it is repeated 3 times. From the container, 4 liters is taken out and replaced. Again, it is repeated 2 more times. Okay. So totally, n is equal to 3, x is equal to 4, and v is equal to 40 liters. Okay. So try to apply to the formula 40 into 1 minus 4 by 40 whole power 3. So 40 into, what is 4 by 40? 1 by 10. So what is 1 minus 1 by 10? 9 by 10. So what is 9 by 10? 0.9 whole cube. Which is 40 into 0.9 cube is 0.729. So the answer is, we do the calculations, it is 29.16. But read the question carefully. This 29.6 is the quantity final concentration of wine. But here the question is final quantity of water. So be careful in reading the question. So the water will be the remaining, which is 40 minus 29.16. That is 10.84 liters. I hope you are clear with this particular question. Answer is 10.84 liters. Okay. So the final key is you need to solve the question and remember the formulas. When you look at this question, that particular formula should strike your mind. So that is how you should solve any question. So let me show the next question now. So a question based on mensuration. So very easy question. Read the question and try to solve it. So question based on mensuration. So do a calculation, note or pen. A pen paper. Yes. Now we'll solve. Look at the details of the solution. Okay. Read the question. There is a rectangular garden whose length and width is 60 into 20 meters. Okay. And there is a walkway for uniform width. Please note it. Uniform width around the garden. Area of the walkway is 516. What is the width of the walkway? So let me draw the diagram here for your clear understanding. So this is the garden. So this is 60 and this is 20. So there is a walkway around it whose area is, so this particular area is 516 meter square. Okay. So they have very clearly mentioned the width is constant. So let me take the width as x. So this length is x. Again, this particular width is also x. So what is the outer dimension? 60 plus 2x into, so outer area will be 60 into 2x into 20 plus 2x. Okay. So this area is nothing but the difference of outer triangle minus inner triangle. So walkway area is equal to area of rectangle minus area of inner rectangle. So what is area of the outer rectangle? 60 plus 2x into 20 plus 2x, because length into breadth, minus inner rectangle 60 into 20. So if you do the calculation, you'll be getting like 1200 plus 4x square plus 1 plus 160x is equal to, sorry, minus 1200. This is 1600, this 1200 is equal to 560. Clear? So finally you will be getting a quadratic equation 4x square plus 160x is equal to 516. So if you divide this by 4, you get x square plus 40x minus 129 equal to 0. So what are the roots? So 129 is 43 into 3 is 129. So I can take it as x square plus 43x minus 3x minus 129 equal to 0. So x will get for the equation x plus 43 into x minus 3. So x value is either minus 43 or plus 3. So just 3 here. So answer is 3 meters because x cannot be negative value, right? Clear? So there's another way to solve this question. You can come from the options. Okay. If this happens to be 3, the outer rectangle will become 66. And this will become 26. So 66 into 26 is equal to 1716, which is nothing but 60 into 20 plus 516. This is the other way around you can solve this particular question. Okay. Here the approach is from the answer to the question again. Clear? You can do any approach, but make sure that you do the calculation very fast. Okay. So I hope we are done with the quantitative ability session. So now we'll quickly move to the logical ability. So logical reasoning is all about your practice. Clear? So if you practice well, you can solve the question within seconds. Okay. So now try to complete this series. So I hope this time when you would have got the answer, it's very simple. Look at the series, it's decreasing, right? So try to fetch the difference. So what's the difference between 81 and 69? The difference is 12. And what's the difference between 58 and 69? It is 11. And what is the difference here? 10. What is the difference here? 9. So what should be the next difference? It should be 8. So what is 39 minus 8? Which is 31. Very simple, right? So answer is 31. So if you look at any number series, the logic would be either the difference or multiplication or division, squares, cubes, combination of any of these logics. It may involve a multiplication and then an addition, anything of kind. Okay, so please do observe the question carefully. You can get the answer easily. Clear? So now we'll look at the next question. So now we'll look at this particular question. So try to solve this question. So this question is based on coding and decoding. So to solve any question in coding and decoding, you should do your homework. Okay. So you need to write all the alphabets A to Z and number them accordingly. 1, 2, 3, 4. X is 24, Y is 25, and Z is 26. Okay. You need to keep this ready before you take the test. Okay. Don't do all these things once you enter the test. So you'll be given the rough sheet, right? So before you log in into the test, so fill your rough sheet with this particular thing, and then which will make you to solve this question easily. Clear? So now we look at the logic. So good is coded as 164. So what is the number for G? It is 7. What is O is 15, and O is 15, and D is 4. So how much is that? What is 7 plus 15 plus 15 plus 4? It is 41. So good is coded as 164. So 41 is somewhere related to 164. So coming for the next alphabet, bad. B is 2, A is 1, and D is 4. So what is the summation? Summation is 7. So that is coded as 21. So 7 is somewhere related to 21. So look at the next word. Ugly is coded as 260. So U stands for 21, 21st alphabet, and G is 7th alphabet, L is 12th alphabet, and Y is 25th alphabet. What is the summation? So 21 plus 7 is 28, 28 plus 12 is 40, plus 25 is 65. So 65 is somewhere related to 160. So what is the relation between 41 and 161? 41 into 4 is 164. Here the same. 7 into 3 is 21. And here 65 into 4 is 460. So what is this multiplication factor? 4, 3 and 4 here. It is nothing but the number of alphabets. 4 alphabets, 3 alphabets, and here 4 alphabets. So the logic is the summation into the number of alphabets. So we'll apply this logic to our question, jump. So we'll jump to the word jump. Okay. So J stands for 10 and U stands for 21. M is 13. B is 16. So what is the summation? 10 plus 21 plus 13 plus 16. It is 31. 44 plus 16. Into the number of alphabets 1, 2, 3, 4. What is 60 into 4? 240. Clear? So I hope you are clear with the solution. It's not difficult. It needs some calculation. Okay. So do practice more questions so that you'll be comfortable enough. This question is based on blood relations. Okay. So read the question, draw the tree diagram, and solve this question. So very easy question. So draw the tree diagram and try to fetch the answer. Okay. Hardly this can take only 10 to 15 seconds. So now we'll look at the solution. So read the question carefully and draw the tree diagram. D is a son. So A is having a son. It's D. So I'll be drawing like if I mention it inside the box, that means he's a male. If I mention it like in the round, is female. And if they are married, it's like this. Married couples, okay. And I'll draw the diagram as a hierarchy because D is A's son. Clear? So now C is the mother of P and wife of D, which clearly says C is the wife of D. And C is the mother of P, which means I can draw P here, okay. So P can be drawn either under the mother or under father. Anything is fine, but it should be like a hierarchy. Now, what is the question? How is A related to C? So A is related to C. So C is husband, parent. So many students, what they will commit a mistake is they will take it as a father and go for this option, which is absolutely wrong. Answer is data inadequate. We are not sure about the gender of A. He might be a father-in-law or mother-in-law, which is not mentioned in the question. Okay. So the correct answer is data inadequate. So when there is an option called data inadequate, then you have to be very careful. Clear? So don't make assumption in blood relations. You have to answer for only the question given. Clear? So now try the next question. Very simple question. So this question is based on directions. So read the question and draw the route map. Very simple one. So there's a fellow called X. He started walking straight towards south. So you know the directions, right? North, south, west, east. So after walking 5 meters, he turned to the left. So what is the left from this particular point of view? This is left. It is not our left, it is the left with respect to the direction of X, and walked 3 meters. After this, he turned right and walked 5 meters. So from this position taking right, this will be 5 meters. So what is the direction now he is facing? It is south. Clear? Very simple one. So in tree diagram, in directions, you have to draw the route map based on the information given in the question. Clear? Then it will be very easy. So all the questions on HCL will be easy if you practice is good. So please practice each and every topic religiously. Okay? Don't skip any topic. Focus more on the topics which were given in the initial slide. I'll once again show you the slide. Okay? Yes. So we'll show the last question in reasoning. So it's a visual reasoning. Try to find out the figure which does not belong to the group. Hardly it will take 1 to 5 to 6 seconds. Look at the question carefully. Look at the black mark. So it's like alternate, right? Here. It's not alternate. Same here. It is alternate here and this is alternate here. So what will be the answer? This is one is different. Clear? So odd man out. Clear? So very simple. It will not take more than 5 seconds. Just it is testing your visual reasoning. Clear? So I once again want to register one thing. Do your practice very well. So these are the important topics. Just go through all the important topics and concepts and then do your practice so that you can easily crack the quantitative ability and logical reasoning part. Thank you so much for listening my session. If you have any doubts or anything, you can post it in your comment box.
Hi everybody, welcome all to the HCL Verbal Ability webinar section. Hope Mr. Raghu would have given you a head start in the aptitude section, especially the verbal part. So now without further ado, let's move on into today's verbal ability section of the HCL Off-Campus Drive. The agenda is going to be, first we'll see the pattern and then we will see what to focus on, and then you have time to practice with us. Remember to keep your papers and pens ready so that you can keep giving me the answers as the video proceeds. When you look at the pattern, the 3 main components of the verbal ability test could be taken as vocabulary, basic grammar, and a reading comprehension. So in vocabulary, you get 2 to 3 questions, grammar is 7 to 8 questions, and you get 5 questions from reading comprehension, and everything sums up to 15 marks. So the FAQs, is there a sectional time limit? Yes, it's generally 15 minutes for 15 questions. What about the negative marking? No, there is no negative marking. What is the difficulty level? It is easy to moderate. So what is the sectional cutoff? It's 80%. You're expected to get 80% of your questions right to clear this section. So now moving on into the verbal part, you have, like I told you, you have reading comprehension, basic grammar based questions, synonyms, antonyms, speeches and voices, or speeches or voices. You can get it in either of the combination. So now moving on to the vocabulary. When I talk about vocabulary, you can expect a synonym and context-based synonyms, antonyms and context-based antonyms. And I also want you to keep in your mind that you can expect a combination of both. You will get synonyms and context-based synonyms. Similarly, it applies for the antonyms part as well. So, how to remember vocabulary? Number one, you should be able to know the root words. Number two, you have to break the word to guess or anticipate the meaning and then get on a grip on it. And matching the word with the rest of the sentence will help you in context based vocabulary. And most of all, remember what is asked. Most of the time we think synonym is asked, whereas antonym is what is actually asked in the question. So in this way, many students make mistakes giving synonyms for the antonym questions. So remember what is asked. So let's move on into the basic grammar based questions, and we are starting with prepositions. So before we move into the prepositions part, I want to tell you that a detailed video on learning, memorizing and scoring, how to score well in the synonym and antonym questions. These tricks I have given you in the previous webinar, AMCAT verbal webinar series. So you may visit the link that is given in the description box in order to get a fine grip on it. So now coming into prepositions. Prepositions are all-time problematic questions, I understand, because you generally mess up not knowing what to use where. Okay, so there are mainly three types of prepositions which all of us find difficulty in using as they are kind of overlapped. So the three main types are prepositions of time, prepositions of place, and preposition of moment. So at, on, in, before, and after are the major prepositions used when talking about time, but other prepositions could include during, about, around, until, and throughout. So prepositions of place, on, at, in. See, it's repeated. Other prepositions of place are under, over, inside, outside, above, and below. Prepositions of moment: through, to, across, off, down, and into. So the other prepositions that indicate directions of movement are up, over, down, past, and around. So don't worry, I know it is actually a little confusing. I have attached a free material below down in the description box which contains a detailed explanation of all the prepositions, how they are used, where they are used, and example sentences are also included in a particular table form given there. Okay, so if you are able to memorize those prepositions along with the usage, trust me, it will help you in the long way. Now moving on into articles. What are articles? Articles, all of us know, they are words that are used to define a noun, either as specific or as unspecific. So let's move on into the types of articles. There are two types of articles: definite articles and indefinite articles. So the definite article is the, which means it limits the noun to a particular arena or a thing. Okay, say, look at the example. Are you going to the party this weekend? If your friend is asking you, are you going to the party this weekend? So here, your friend is referring to one particular party and not any party. Okay, so the definite article can be used with both singular, plural, or uncountable nouns as well. So moving on into the indefinite article, a and am. The indefinite article indicates to common idea or general idea rather than one particular thing. For example, should I bring a gift to the party? Here, your friend is not telling you about any particular gift that both of you know or he or she knows. It is just a gift. It can be any gift. It's a gift. Okay, so now all of us know the basics of it, but I would like to give you a clear understanding of exceptions and what not to do while using articles. This is where all of us get stuck, isn't it? So now let's move on into the exceptions. Choosing a or an. See, look at the examples. UK based company. a UK-based company. See, U is a vowel, isn't it not? Why are we using A there? It's because the pronunciation of UK is not in the vowel sound. If you want to know more of the vowel sound, plenty of videos are available in the YouTube. Try practicing along with the video. So there are 5 vowel sounds. If the word does not sound vowel, then you do not give them an an. Okay, and look at the third word, an HR department. Again, here the pronunciation is vowel sound. So here HR takes an. Okay, article before an adjective. Generally, the usual word order is article plus adjective plus noun. For example, a cute little puppy. Here, cute is an adjective and a comes before. So puppy is the noun. A cute puppy. A is the article. Cute is the adjective and noun is puppy. Indefinite article with uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns are those that are difficult or impossible actually to count. Say for example, can you count milk, wine? Okay, can you count sand? Can you count the trees in the forest? It's too large for you to count. So here indefinite articles with uncountable nouns are used. So now moving on to the third one, using articles with pronouns. Pronouns do not take articles. His, my, our, its, her, and their are pronouns and they do not take articles. So I think you would have understood articles a bit better now. So I think it's time for us to practice. But before that, I want to tell you about the omission of articles. In certain places, articles are totally rolled out. You don't use it. This kind of scenario is called as the zero article, where the article is omitted. Okay, you say let's have breakfast. You don't say let's have a breakfast. No, it's wrong. So here the is omitted because that particular word breakfast, it is an abstract idea and so it takes a zero article instead of definite or indefinite article. So now moving on to the practice session. Hope all of you are ready with your pens and papers. So now let's start. Time up. My mother is an honest woman. My mother is an honest woman. So I've given you 10 seconds and it will continue throughout the video. Wherever you have practice questions, I'll give you 10 seconds for you to crack the right answer and also type it down in the comment. I am eagerly waiting for your comments. So the right answer is my mother is an honest woman. See, though honest has H in it, the pronunciation is honest, which is a vowel sound. So my mother is an honest woman. Your time starts now. Time up. You may type the answers as 1 or 2. There are 2 sentences, so you can say answer 1, sentence 1 is right, or sentence 2 is right. So now let's move on to the next sentence. Time up. So let's move on to the next sentence. Time up. Look at the sentences. Ice is an what? An uncountable noun. You can't count ice. So the right answer is here. Next sentence. Next sentence. I'm displaying you the answer once more. This is the answer. Let's go out for dinner tonight. And with this, our article practice session is over. So now moving on into active and passive voice. You can expect active and passive voice questions and direct and indirect speech questions in your HCL verbal ability part. And let's have a small idea, a brief idea about what active and passive voice is. Active voice means that a sentence has the subject that is acting on the verb, or the subject is actually doing the verb. In passive voice, the subject becomes the recipient, that is the receiver of the verb's action. In passive voice, the subject becomes the receiver of the verb's action. Clear? So now active voice. When a subject of a sentence performs the verb's action, we say that the sentence is an active voice. Sentences in the active voice have strong, direct, and clear tone. So now look at the examples. Monkeys adore bananas. So monkeys is the subject. Adoring is actually the verb form. So it is clear, it's strong, and it is direct. The cashier counted the money. The dog chased the squirrel. So now coming to the passive voice. A sentence is in passive voice, on the other hand, when the subject is acted on by the verb. Like I told you, the subject is acted on by the verb. The passive voice is always constructed with conjugated form of to be. Okay, that is to be is generally used in different forms with the verbs past participle. You have to remember that when you convert, always look into the past participle form. So doing this usually generates a preposition as well. So this is here where you have to be very careful. So I hope the pre-material that I have attached in the description will help you a lot. So passive voice examples. Bananas are adored by the monkeys. The money was counted by the cashier. The squirrel was chased by the dog. See, the verb is actually acted on by the subject. Okay. So now moving on into the direct and indirect speech. I have not given you any practice questions for a voice from active to passive or passive to active because it's pretty easy and all of us have always done this right from our school. But I have given you free material that has rules that will help you to change the voice of a sentence based on its tense, whether if it's in past tense or present tense or future tense or any type of the above three. Okay, so now let's move on into the direct speech. So in direct speech, the exact word of the speaker is given in quotation marks. So it is pretty easy for you to identify if the sentence is in direct speech or indirect speech based on the sentence structure. Okay, in direct speech, always a comma or a colon is used after said. Okay, this introduces the spoken words. After said, there is a comma or a colon, and that particular comma or a colon introduces what is spoken by the speaker. So now let's move on into indirect speech. In indirect speech, the actual word of the speaker is changed. This is because let's see what are the reasons for it. One, because the actual words would have been spoken by the speaker in past. Maybe they already told it. So narrating that particular part which is already told by them in the past will require a change of tense and the actual words. The pronouns of the sentence are also changed according to the tense that you use. So words of the speaker are not enclosed in inverted commas or quotation marks. The word that will be used before the spoken words. Okay, look at the example. In direct speech, he said, I'm going to school. In direct speech, he said that he was going to school. Now, are you able to find all the differences that I told you about? Yes. So now what to remember when you are actually converting a sentence from direct speech to indirect speech? So number one, you have to know what is reporting verb and what is reported speech. The verb of the first sentence, that is she said, he said, she says, said, they say, that is those verbs that come before the actual words of the speaker is called as the reporting verb. The second part of the sentence where you have the inverted commas, the second part of the sentence where you have the inverted comma or quotation is called a reported speech. Okay, example, she said, I'm listening to music. Here, she said is the reporting verb and I'm listening to music is the reported speech. Clear? Now let us see a few rules that are used when changing the speech of the sentence from direct to indirect or indirect to direct. Rule number one, words of the speaker are not enclosed in inverted commas or quotation marks in indirect speech. Rule number two, so usage of that, the conjunction that is always used between reporting verb and reported speech. She said that she will be late. Okay, rule 3. See, change in a tense of reported speech. If the reporting verb of direct speech is either in present tense or in future tense, so that no change of tense will occur there. Okay, only if the reporting verb of the direct speech belongs to past tense, then there will be a change in tense reported. Clear in the reported speech. So you will understand this better when we do a practice example. So rule number 4, the pronoun of the reported speech is sometimes changed according to the pronoun or object of the reported verb. That is the possessive pronouns his, her, my, their, your, etc. will also change according to the subject or object of the first part of the sentence. Okay, that is the reporting verb. Okay. So rule 5, change in time. If there is time mentioned in the sentence of the direct speech, the time will be changed in indirect speech. There are certain rules in changing the time, that is not into then, tomorrow into the next day, today into that day, yesterday into the previous day. Clear? So now let's do some practice questions. Get ready. So you can guess the direct speech. You can type it out or tell it loud to yourself. It's up to you. So I'll give you 10 seconds for each sentence and then we will check the answers based on that. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, start. Time up. So now let's move on to the next sentence. Time up. Next. See, in the second sentence, I am watching a movie, the tense is changed because it is she said. See, the report, this verb is actually in past tense. So here it is changed. She said that she was watching a movie. So am is in present tense, it is changed into was. Okay, now look at the second one. He says, I am playing cricket. Here, says is in present tense. So, in when changed to indirect speech, he says that he is playing cricket. There is no change in tense seen. Now, let's move on into the next question. Next question. She said that she was buying a laptop today. I hope you're clear with the direct and indirect speech and voices as well. A small reminder again, if you feel lost in the vocabulary section, please go watch the AMCAT verbal video that I have done earlier. And along with the video, there is a free material attached which contains all the root words that you necessarily have to remember in order to remember vocabularies. So now let's move on to the last part. Tips to crack reading comprehension. Reading comprehension is actually the easiest part of any test. And you just have to know a few tricks that can help you score better. Tip number one, read the question first. There is no point in reading the paragraph when you do not know what you're looking for. So first read the question that is displayed next to the paragraph. It will save you the time of going back to the paragraph and reading it again. Number two, do critical reading in the passage. Please don't go and hunt for answers in the during the first time you're reading the passage. Take time, read it clearly because you do not have all the 5 or 10 questions or 5 questions displayed all together. So do critical reading so that you don't have to reread the whole passage every time you have to answer a question about the passage. And number three, while searching for answers, remember to look for the keywords in the question or the synonyms of the keyword. In every question should contain a keyword. So come back to the passage that I'm telling you when you come back to the passage the second time. Come back to the passage and hunt for the particular word. So when you hunt for the particular word, sometimes there are less chances for you to find the exact word. In that cases, remember to look for the synonyms. I hope this HCL verbal ability video would have been of good help to you. I am extremely happy to do this video with you. So thank you all for watching the webinar series and actively participating as well. And now moving on into the technical part, I hand it over to Mr. Kautesh. Thank you. Thank you all. Have a great day.
Thank you, Raghu and Johnsy. So thank you for your valuable information about quants, reasoning and verbal. So good evening, friends. In this section, we are going to discuss how to crack HCL Off-Campus Drive, particularly in technical section. So as of now, we have discussed about quants, reasoning and verbal section of HCL Off-Campus Drive. So for next 10 to 15 minutes, we are going to discuss how to crack technical section in HCL Off-Campus Drive. So in general, we can classify the technical questions of HCL Off-Campus Drive into two major categories. First one is MCQ and second one is programming question. So you will be getting 22 questions. Among the 22 questions, 20 questions are MCQ and two are programming questions. And in that two, one is based on OOPS concept, that is programming concept, and the second one is based on SQL. So let's discuss one by one. So in this MCQ section, you will be getting 10 questions based on object-oriented programming concept. So since HCL is going to recruit you for full stack developer, they expect you to have some good knowledge in front-end technology as well as back-end technology. So in front-end technology, they are going to check your object-oriented programming knowledge. In back-end, they will be checking your SQL knowledge. So I hope many of you are familiar with the basic OOPS concept, which includes abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, class, object, and other subdivisions like function overloading, overriding, runtime polymorphism, virtual functions, multiple inheritance, interfaces, etc. So concentrate on these areas and you will be getting two types of questions in this area. First one will be direct questions and the second one will be predict the output type of questions. You will be given as problems, a set of code snippet. You need to find the exact output for the given input. So in this object-oriented concepts, you have to concentrate on these listed topics plus other topics like function overloading, overriding, access specifiers like private, public, protected, multiple inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, multi-level inheritance. Also concentrate on interface and abstract in Java. So these are all the areas you can expect the major questions. And while collecting the feedback from the students, many of students said that they got questions from object-oriented concept. And few students said that they have questions from other concepts like data structures and basic C program. But majority of questions are from object-oriented programming concept. So you can easily answer the direct questions. It won't take more than 20 to 30 seconds. You can read the question and answer it directly. The second type of question is predict the output. So you need to be more careful in the predict the output type of question because there will be chances for compilation error or runtime error. So check each and every line, including the syntax in predict the output type of question. So in this case, instead of guessing the correct answer, try to eliminate the wrong answer also. So make sure the remaining three options are incorrect to predict the output type of questions. Don't stop with the correct option, and I suggest you to make sure the remaining three options are incorrect in the predict the output. You can spend 1 to 1.5 minutes time in each predict the output type of question, and you can reduce the time in direct questions. So this is the major area, first major area you have to concentrate to crack the HCL off-campus interview. So the second set of MCQ are from SQL, structured query language, where you can get maximum questions from DML. So you will be getting the questions from other areas, but majority of students said that they have questions from DML. DML means manipulation language, which includes insert, select, update, and delete queries. So concentrate on these four sub areas, like how to insert the queries, insert the values into the table, how to retrieve it using var class, how to use multiple if conditions. So these are all the areas you have to concentrate to crack the SQL MCQ. So apart from this DML, you have to focus on data definition language, like DDL and DCL, which includes revoke and grant permission. And finally, you have to concentrate on TCL, that is transaction control, which is like commit, rollback, etc. Okay, so the first part you have to concentrate to crack the SQL MCQ is the four major languages like DDL, DML, DCL, and TCL. Also, you have to concentrate on other two areas like data types and constraints. Data types like int, varchar, float, date, time, etc. Similarly, the constraints like primary key, foreign key, unique, distinct, etc. So understand these three major areas and you will be getting majority of questions only from this area. So again, I said you can get two types of questions. One is direct statement question and another one is split the output. They will give a table followed by a select query. You have to write the output for that particular select query. So this is a type of questions you can expect in SQL MCQ. So these are the two major areas, OOPS and SQL. You will be getting MCQ questions in this area. So 10 questions from each area. So this will definitely help you to crack the technical section. So apart from deciding the correct answer, make sure other 3 or 4 options are wrong also. So this is the simplest way to ensure that your answers are correct. So the second part of the technical section is programming question. So the first part is MCQ, which is 20 MCQ, and second part is programming question, which is 2 programming question. One is direct programming questions. You have to type the code, execute it, and your program should pass all the hidden test cases. So that question is mainly based on string manipulation concept. So concentrate more on string in Java. So we suggest you to practice the program in Java, and you can practice in C programming language also. So we suggest you to practice string manipulation either in C or Java. So in this string manipulation, you will be questions which is based on direct string methods, and sometimes you may get questions which is based on the logic you have to apply. So concentrate on both the areas, and in string manipulation question, since they are recruiting you for the full stack developer, you have to concentrate on front end as well as back end. So in a front end, apart from the string manipulation, you have some good knowledge in array concept also. So these string and arrays are interrelated. So they expect you to be good in string as well as array concept. So to crack the programming question in the HCL, we suggest you to focus on 3 major areas. First one, as a display string area. Second one, you have to focus on arrays, which includes 1-dimensional and 2-dimensional array. And the third one is branching and looping statements. That is if, else, while, for, switch case statements. So these are 3 interrelated topics you have to concentrate to crack the programming round in a HCL off-campus interview. And the last part in the programming question is you will get a question based on SQL. So the question will go like this. They will give a table and they will ask you to write a select query for the given table. So they will be giving 1 or 2 or 3 tables. You have to join the required table. They will give all the table schemas. You have to understand the table schema. Then you have to write the select query, which should pass the test cases. So both of these programs are automatic evaluation. They are not going to check your code manually. So your program should pass the hidden test cases. So make sure you are compiling the program, you are submitting the program, and it should pass the sample test case as well as hidden test cases. Okay. So these are the 2 major areas you have to concentrate on technical section to crack. So if you want to practice these type of questions, that is MCQ based on OOPS concept, SQL and programming concept, we have prepared a practice test that will definitely help you to crack the HCL off-campus interview. So here is the link. You can take the screenshot and share it with your friends if they are preparing for the practice, if they are preparing for HCL off-campus drive. So we have posted this link in the description also. You can click on the link. In this link, you are having a set of questions which can be expected in the HCL off-campus drive, and there are questions which was included in which was asked in the previous HCL drive. So we have collected the feedback from the students and included those questions in this practice test. So if you want to crack HCL off-campus drive, you can use this practice test which is available in this link. So apart from this practice test, we from PlacementSeason have a lot of free resources that will definitely help you to crack the recruitment test. So the first one is company specific mock test. We conduct company specific mock test on every Sunday. So if you practice these company specific mock tests, you will get a clear idea about how the questions are asked in the actual company test. So what are the areas you have to practice? So say for example, if you're targeting for TCS, you have to concentrate on particular areas. If you are targeting on Infosys, you have to concentrate on different areas. So the preparation for TCS and Infosys is different. So to understand this, you have to attempt many company specific mock tests. So for the benefit of the students, we are conducting this company specific mock test on every Sunday at free of cost. So you can register in our portal and you can take this company specific mock test. Also, we conduct live YouTube webinar. This will give a complete information about the campus recruitment, the strategy, the current trends, and the recent patterns. So if you follow our YouTube channel, you can subscribe this channel and you will get a notification about our regular webinar events. So watch the webinar, and the recorded webinar also available in our YouTube channel. You can watch the previous webinar that will help you to plan for your campus recruitment. The third one is we have a blog which is called Placement 360 Degree. You will get the notification about the upcoming campus recruitment off-campus drives in this link. So I will share you link for all these things in the next slide. You can use that link, mark it as a bookmark, check it regularly to get the updates about the campus placement. Then we have a Telegram group. You can join our Telegram group to get the instant notification about the off-campus drive and other recent updates. Also, we conduct coding challenge. So if you participate in this coding challenge, you will get a chance to win the exciting prizes as well as to improve your coding knowledge. So also we have a discussion forum. You can post your queries and our experts will reply within short period of time. You can answer other friends' questions also, or your friends can answer your questions. So there is a discussion forum which will help you to get more idea about the campus placement. So these are all the free resources from Placement Season. You can utilize this, and this will definitely help you to go to next level in your campus placement test. So all these free resources are available in our Placement Season website, and practice test is available in this link given here. So you can bookmark these two websites. So first one is https://placementseason.com. So if you open this, you will get a link to practice test, live webinar, Telegram group, code for placement, coding challenges, etc. So our complete information is available in the first website. So if you want to practice more mock test, you can use our practice test portal, which is app.placementseason.com. So first one is placementseason.com, second one is app.placementseason.com. PlacementSeason.com is the place where you will get the complete information about your campus recruitment, and app.placementseason is the place where you can take the practice test. So take the screenshot of this page and share it with your friends. This will definitely help you to crack the campus recruitment of all the companies. So thank you, friends. If you have any doubt, you can send an email to friends@placementseason.com, or you can WhatsApp in the given number. So prepare for HCL Off-Campus Drive based on this strategy. All the best for your campus recruitment. Happy New Year, and see you in the next webinar. Thank you. Bye-bye.